Okay, so we are here with the competitors of the first match of 2022, the first match on the ET new court, and it was a doozy. A couple of lefties playing each other, and the man Ian, he emerged victorious, but Peter played valiantly, had his hands full against on song Ian Westerman. So, how do you guys feel after that? Start off with you.
It was pretty shaky for me. I feel like I didn't get anything going pretty much the whole match. I was really struggling to put some depth onto the ball, and Ian was able to take advantage of that for sure. He was putting the balls away, and I couldn't really do anything about that other than just give him a better ball, you know. I was also really struggling with the serve for sure. And I don't know why I kept hitting that forehand slice. That wasn't a good shot. I kept kind of falling into that. I don't know why. Maybe I was just like panicking or something. But yeah, there was that. And I think I needed to charge the net a little bit more. He was neutralizing my serve quite a lot with like a lob back. And I wasn't able to take advantage of that weak ball and put away maybe that second ball or that third ball, maybe combo something at the net. Just really needed to take advantage of that weaker ball, and I wasn't able to.
How did you feel in terms of like being on camera? Did nerves play a part of that too?
I don't know if I felt nervous necessarily, but I feel like I was thinking about it a little bit in the back of my head. I would say it may be impacting me a little bit, but I'm not going to blame the match on it.
If you had said otherwise, we would have we would have called you. We would have called BS on you, because both Topher and I were talking about up there that it really, you might not think about it, but it's a factor. You know, you're feeling eyes on you, and it does affect your play, and it does affect your shot selection, I think. Yeah, and. I mean, you'd attest to that. I mean, obviously, you've probably forgotten that feeling, but...
No, it's not. I'm very cognizant of it, but whereas early on it was nervousness, it's more excitement for me now, I guess. I've done it enough times, and I've just been in front of a camera so much in general that it's still not normal. Like if I would play a match without the cameras, it would be kind of a downer because I wouldn't have that extra. So I still feel it, but to be fair, like it's probably a pretty big home court advantage for me now. So you did really well to work through it. I told the cameras a lot in the corners. I was expecting from you a lot of steadiness. When we played outside back in the summer, I was looking for that same kind of, and you had pockets during this match of like your timing was there, your rhythm was there.
Yeah, there were flashes, but
yeah, there were, and I kept telling
consistency for sure.
I kept telling the camera, all right, maybe this is it, where like I see like an elevated level of like steadiness from you, but then you would kind of, why do you think you were up and down so much? Just one of those days, or?
I think it might be one of those days, and again, I think it might just be like the not playing much, a combination of like the camera and things like that.
Sure.
Also, I was expecting your game to be just like way different too. I was like outside, it's just a completely different game, whereas like indoor, you're hitting more of these like, maybe not harder, but like it was more difficult for me to return a lot of these shots for sure.
Yeah, I'm obviously not like a big, strong guy. So outside, it neutralizes what little offense I'm able to create from the baseline. Yeah, inside I'm able to hit through the court more, for sure. So yeah, it's not like I have a big game, but I can see how you would see a big difference between when we played last time and this time.
Where were you guys when you got rained out? Were you?
Brookfield East?
No. You were at Tosa.
Oh yeah,
Tosa East or West, Tosa West.
Yeah.
But score-wise, where were you?
I think I was up one break. Was it?
It was like 2-3 or 2-4.
Okay, so you were still in the first set.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So you guys had felt each other out a little bit
at
that point, kind of knew what to expect coming into the night.
Right, yeah. And it was kind of shaping up to be kind of a grind fest the first time we played, relative to this, and so I was kind of expecting more of that.
Well, I mean, Topher made a really, really good observation about after you went up 3-0, you guys were even, for except for the last couple of games, you guys were, you were trading breaks and holding serves pretty at the same pace. I think
We were
after
on break for a while.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, that you were like you weren't converting the break. Okay. But like on that first game, you were up 40-love, just three nice serves, and you looked sort of tentative, and then it just turned around. You know, do you think that played, you know, both of you? Do you think that played a big part of that first set? Just that, you know, that turnaround in the first game.
Just out of the gate, you mean?
Well, you were down 40-love, and then you won the game. You were up 40-love, and you lost the game. You know.
Yeah, it was a pretty common trend. I felt I was up, 30-love a couple games. I feel like, and then I just lost those games too. There was a really crucial game. I think it was like 3-3 or something, and I botched 2 overheads that would have put me up 4-3 probably, and it just ended up being the other way, unfortunately. It was something like that.
I have. There's kind of a couple of questions that I want to hear both of your guys' thoughts on. The first one is, playing a lefty is a unique experience, and that's usually something that you guys have in your pocket as an advantage. How did it affect each of you guys playing against another lefty?
You have anything right away?
I don't know if it throws me off too much anymore. I've played, like when I was in high school, my top 2 singles players are also lefties, so like I practiced against them all the time.
Oh wow!
So I got to see a lot of leftiness throughout my play time. But it's definitely a little weird when you play, righties for 3-4 years, pretty much like 95% of the time, and then you got to come out and all of a sudden hit the ball to the other end of the court more often. It's always going to throw me off a little bit, I feel like.
Yeah, I haven't hit with another lefty since you and I played, whenever that was, August or whatever.
No, you hit with Chris.
September. Oh yeah, sorry, but Chris is.
He serves righty. He serves righty.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry, Chris. One other time since you and I played last, Peter. I don't know. Like the patterns to me are still the same. It's just like I feel like I'm playing a righty with strong backhand, I guess. But the serve is the biggest thing. Like I went to a continental block on the first serve against Peter all day today because there's still gonna be that like 10% drop of like just finding your spacing because the ball is just moving the opposite direction. But once we got into the rallies, it doesn't feel terribly different to me after the serve goes in play.
Yeah, and the other thing that Scott and I were remarking on is that it was a match of kind of ebbs and flows, particularly on Peter's end as far as the level of tennis. And I just wanted to hear from both of you guys, because Ian, it seems like you kind of made a commitment to sort of be the steady player, the consistent player. Things were kind of on your racket, and then Peter, you kind of had moments where maybe in the beginning it looked like you were a little overwhelmed with the experience, and then you kind of lifted your level to match Ian, and then Ian kind of raised his level again, and it took you a minute to come back up. So I just kind of want to know, like, mentally what the chess match was like for you guys both.
I feel like that's really accurate. I felt like Peter was kind of deer in headlights a little bit out of the gate, at least the first couple games. And so that was exactly what I was saying to the camera, like just put the ball in play, hit it cross court was basically all I was really, hoping to do in the points. And yeah, I think that's exactly right. And then he kind of found his footing. I saw a little bit of like what I was expecting based on when we played in the summer. And then I would kind of drop a little bit, and then I'd have to try to find my focus. Yeah, I feel like you described it really well. How do you feel?
Yeah, I was saying much of the same stuff. I was trying to hit maybe 2-3 good balls cross court, and then hit a good ball maybe down the line or something. And I just kept hitting like right there at the top of the net. I had to have hit that forehand there, more often times into the net than actually into the court. Because I was able to get maybe 1 or 2 balls to get you out of position, one way or the other, but I couldn't finish it off with the last shot there. And I really got to do that if I want to win the point, So yeah, for me, it was just all about establishing that rhythm, which I was unable to do for a majority of the match.
It's clear you can do that. It was just kind of an off day.
I was waiting for it, like a long stretch where it's like, okay, now I got to really be sharp, or he's just going to like outlast me. And it seemed like you just kind of kept dropping off a little bit again after you would find it for like a couple points.
Yeah.
One thing I would highly recommend to you is watch the match and watch your tendencies and just see, okay, I'm doing that, you know, and it's a really, you know, the opportunity to play is nice, but the opportunity to see what you're doing when you play is a great learning tool. You know, I'm going to just tell you, I tell it to everybody, it's like if you get a chance to watch the match, sit down and rewind a couple of points, say like, oh, okay, there it is, you know. And
did you watch our first match together on YouTube?
Yeah.
You mentioned like I was hitting through the court or hard or whatever in this match. Anything else you're surprised with today after you saw the first video?
I don't know if anything really stands out in particular. I was expecting to be able to attack your backhand a little bit more, but you're able to hit that back pretty well today. Yeah, again, it just comes back to not being able to put points away at the end of the day, I feel like.
Gotcha. Well, thanks, guys.
yeah,
First match of the new year.
great
I always
start.
especially appreciate a new player, you know, coming on the court. So Peter, thank you.
Thank you.
You know, it takes a lot to put yourself out there, and your second time. Well, I guess the first time, you know, wasn't like home court advantage, and this is really kind of coming in, you know, although you play here too, so. But with the cameras and all that, it's a little bit different. So I respect you a lot for coming out and playing.
Thank you.
And Topher and Scott, thank you guys for doing
Always a
commentary.
pleasure. Yeah, great to have you out. Yeah,
Scott
so
came
thanks
on
for
last
coming out,
minute,
yeah.
so thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, Trice.
Thanks everybody for watching.
I got
Appreciate
you.
it. We'll catch you in the next match.